Hareeba winning yesterday.
At the 500, Hareeba about a neck in front, travelling comfortably. Crystal Sword niggled at second now, and King Cora hard ridden a length and a half away third. And Hareeba kicked clear of Crystal Sword coming around the home turn, has not moved on this. Hareeba under tight rein got two in front around the bend from Crystal Sword. King Cora, Blessed Ascent and Cape View. They've less than 200 to go now. Clark just urges Hareeba forward and he kicks five in front in the twinkling of an eye. He is good. Hareeba racing away from Crystal Sword and King Cora. And look at this. This is smart. Hareeba won it by 8 lengths on the line to Crystal Sword second. King Cora's...
Well, look at the headlines in the papers around Australia today. Clark went so far as to suggest the horse might be the best he's ridden. David Hayes has just swallowed his coffee. He rode Better Loosen Up and won a Japan Cup. He might be the best sprinter since Manakate. That's the sort of silly statement I might make. Do you think this horse could be a near champion?
Well, it was a champion's performance yesterday because he did it in hand and he ran the time. So.
Exciting sprinter Bruce. Yesterday was his 4th win on the trot, and he's won those races by an aggregate of 26 lengths. And he passed a few tests yesterday. He's very good.
He said he passed a lot of tests yesterday. He certainly did it in fine style. You didn't ride him for pace. You sat second. Was there a query about the 1400 in the back of your mind?
Well, the main thing, Bruce, was that the horse might be going for the Australian Guineas, the mile race. And I just wanted to ride him a little bit quiet to see if he could relax, and he might be more benefit once he goes to the 1600 if he can ride him just off the pace.
That's Hareeba outside the leader in the pink cap. Mick Clark took a peep around there. Now, Damien Oliver in the yellow cap on Paris Lane puts the pressure on Hareeba, looks for a flaw in the youngster, but there isn't one.
Was there a doubt in your mind, Mick, that he wouldn't respond for a moment or two?
Not really, Bruce. The big thing was when I watched the replay, if you notice, I probably just sat a little bit long on the horse holding him together, and I was surprised the other horse sprinted to me so quickly. And when Paris Lane did come at Hareeba, they put a big gap in the rest of the field, and it wasn't really till about the last 300 that I asked him to go.
He ran 46.2, I think.
Actually, Max?
For Bobby Lewis, Poetic King was 5-4 favourite, but disappointed as Hareeba rebuilt his reputation. Hareeba went to the lead from Poetic King, who didn't find much. Sequelo's after Hareeba. Sequelo racing to Hareeba with about 100 metres to go. They settle down to fight it out. Hareeba drawing clear in the last bit. Hareeba races clear of Sequelo and Poetic King, and Hareeba might have to go.
Nice battle for the lead and wilted. But there he is, like Poetic King. He's under a big weight. He's sticking to his task. He's a very promising racehorse, and given a bit of a chance in as much as allowed to settle down next start, I think he'll do better.
Well, there was Hareeba. He holds a Mini Valley record, 1,200 metres, 1:08.2 yesterday. 5's out to 10-1. Amazing. Well, Matt,
hoping that's the case with her.
In the Rupert Steele, Hareeba was out to atone for a below-par effort in the Vic Health Cup, and the flying machine from Mornington did just that. Over on the flat side, Hareeba's taken the lead and darted away now from You Remember. Oh, he gave him a kick and he exploded away, Hareeba. And this brilliant sprinter comes away and wins the Rupert Steele. Hareeba by 3 lengths on the line. Second placing went to You Remember, Simon Stad third.
But Hareeba swept to the lead. Hareeba in front of You Remember. He's racing away. Simon Stad down the outside. It's all Hareeba. A dazzling speed performance by Hareeba, wins brilliantly by 3. You Remember second, Simon Stad third. And Hareeba is unbeaten in 3 at Flemington. Connections are considering $1 million.
Down the straight, 1,200 metres, Southcourt Packaging Stakes, a Group 1 race, and
damage. Poetic King, $6.80, one of 3 well-fancied horses for this race. Hareeba, $2.50, and the firm favourite, Bint Masqué from Sydney with good form. Pretty big odds, the rest of them, but they are well-credentialed sprinters. You Remember got a chance. Right, that's on the flat side, on the inside of the track. Whereas coming down the grandstand side of the track, it's Bint Masqué in front of All Our Mob. Royal Discard is up running into 3rd placing as they're about to go over the crossing, and Carptingly just behind those. Flat side probably just in front of the 700-metre point. Hareeba's worked his way to the lead. Going up on the outside, You Remember. Just behind them over on the inside, Legal Age, and then Roanoke Boy. Primacy ridden along a little bit, and then came Poetic King, Alishan. Just Awesome next, and then Espinosa, Magic of Money, the heavyweight. Simon Stad dropped out of it and let him ride, and down the grandstand side of the track, Bint Masqué under pressure. Royal Discard went past it, and Roostland running into it. But Hareeba gave them the slip on the flat side. Hareeba the leader down the grandstand side, Royal Discard. Hareeba in front of Royal Discard and Carptingly. Hareeba clear, Royal Discard getting to second with Carptingly, but Hareeba's won it. Carptingly might have grabbed second on the line. from Royal Discard, and then came Ruslan. Next in...
From Legal Agent, Roanoke Boy, you remember, Primacy under the whip, and then Poetic King as they came towards the 200-metre mark now. Out on the grandstand side, Royal Discard going to the lead, but it's Hareeba. Hareeba left them dazzling on the inside. He's broken 4 lengths in front. Hareeba well clear. Royal Discard leads the grandstand, but it's Hareeba and Royal Discard from Carpendale. Hareeba's won it on the flat side. A brilliant performance.
Hareeba overcame a clear track bias which favoured horses on the outside rail. So there was enormous merit in this performance. As we'll see...
Super horse, unbeaten in 4 starts at Flemington, and just on the strength of those victories this spring, Gary, well, it's perhaps the best sprinter we've seen in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yes, he's right away from them. Very good win.
1-9 point.
Today than he did on the Rupert Steel, but mate, he's a champ. He's an exciting horse. I asked him to sort of hit a top gear today. I think he's better than this too, mate. He just ran away.
Hareeba 5-4 favourite, unbeaten at Flemington, and ran very fast time relative to today's conditions.
But geez, he's exciting, Hareeba, isn't he?
Oh, he's the best sprinter I've seen since Vane, Bruce. 4
Better
times.
than Placid Arc, Scalacci?
Oh, easily so.
Easily so?
Yes, no doubt. He's had 4 trips to Flemington, 4 wins.
The big one, the clash of Hareeba, the short-priced favourite against the old champ Scalacci. Here are the approximate tote dividends. Scalacci showing at $6, might even get out a fraction to about $6.50. Runner-up in the Melbourne Cup might find it a little short at $12. Hareeba between about $1.80 and $1.70 now on the Victorian TAB. They're just about all in now. Time for us to go to Flemington to our caller, John Russell.
Scalacci from Elkoven. Durbridge got out well, dropping in behind them. Paris Lane towards the outside. Sequalo hitting straight for the outside rail in company with Belzever. Scalacci showing plenty of tower, and so also is Blue Boss in behind them, followed by Never Under Charge. Now 2 divisions as they race down with 850 metres left to go, and down the flat side. Hareeba is well clear down there by about 3 lengths to Durbridge. Close up behind them, Primacy, a length and a half. Paris Lane followed by Elkover, and over on the grandstand side, Sequalo is the leader out there from Scalacci, and just in behind them, Belzever, Spanish Mix coming into the picture. Blue Boss is in behind them, followed by Never Under Charge. They come down to the course proper. 500 metres left to go. And Hareeba travelling sweetly down on the inside, led 4 lengths to Primacy, 4 lengths away Durbridge. Down the grandstand side, Sequalo is leading with Scalacci tackling him, and Spanish Mix is in behind them as they come to the 250. Hareeba over on the inside is clear down there. Down the grandstand side, it's Sequalo and Scalacci, but Hareeba's all on his own. He's going to bolt in, Hareeba. He's a champion. Hareeba will bolt in. He wins by 6 lengths. Spanish Mix is second, Scalacci third. 4th home Sequalo, followed by Primacy. Belzever.
Under a good hole, goes up to Sequalo, 2 to Spanish Mix, and they're clear now of Blue Boss and Belzever. Hareeba over on the flat side, and down the outside Sequalo and Scalacci, and running on Spanish Mix. Hareeba over on the fence in front. Yes, it's Hareeba over on the inside. He explodes, Hareeba. 5, 6 in front. Spanish Mix, Sequalo and Scalacci, but Hareeba a world beater. Hareeba wins the race by 5 lengths.
An awesome performance by Hareeba, who was only 1/10 of a second outside Final Card's race record.
From Scalacci and Spanish Mix, but it's Hareeba the leader, I think, at the 300. Marshall says, let's go, big fella, and Hareeba the leader over on the flat side, nicely clear. It's Hareeba well in front of Sequalo and Scalacci, but Hareeba passes 100, a dazzling performance, a mile in front, and the brilliant Hareeba scores brilliantly by 5. Spanish Mix. Scalacci just got third from Sequalo, Belzever, Primacy.
Mere words failed to do Hareeba's win justice. The outside section of the Flemington track was definitely faster, yet Hareeba came along the inside rail and absolutely destroyed his opposition with an exhibition of power sprinting that will live long in the memories of those fortunate enough to witness it. The acknowledged ratings expert Mark Reed claims this was the highest rating performance by any thoroughbred in Australia in almost a decade, matched only by our international champion Better Loosen Up in the 1991 Australian Cup.
This is to champions that have been and gone, like such as Manicato, but you could say he's a Manicato from now on. I mean, he's a freak, mate. He's just one out of the box.
And just 1/10 of a second outside the course record on dry ground. He could just be unbeatable this autumn.
What did you think of that during the week?
Well, it was the the rebirth of another champion here. Hareeba is the best sprinter since Vane and Manikato. Here he is in the Australia Stakes, Mini Valley. Bearing in mind, this is the best field assembled in Australia. For years, collectively, the 11 runners had won $12 million in stakes and won 26 Group 1 races. Now, there's Hareeba being eased down. He wins by 5.5 lengths. Swapped the sides of the straight, he would have shattered the record. Ridden out totally, he would have beaten the record. That's a sight that you won't forget in racing for a long time.
Well, that's a big thing.
Stanley Wooden Stakes, it was the showdown of the speed machines, with Hareeba sent out the favourite.
250-metre mark, he extends. 2 in front of Mahogany. Dittman throwing everything at Mahogany, then Scalacci. Now Marshall about to field for the weapon. Hareeba is a length in front. Mahogany starting to close on the outside. Hareeba answers the call though. Oh, he's back the champ today, Hareeba.
After some indifferent performances, Hareeba out for revenge in the Stanley Wooden Sprint.
It's Hareeba the leader at the 200-metre mark. He's a length and a half in front. Mahogany's astern of him with Scalacci. Hareeba in front. Marshall calling on him. He's holding Mahogany. Hareeba under the whip in the run home, and Hareeba is back. Hareeba all the way.
Hareeba back to his best after a virus, and jockey Simon Marshall.
Negation said, well, you're not going to beat him today.
Let's hope he enjoys the grass in Sydney. Hareeba's off now for the George Ryder
TC Cup Group 2. Terrific race yesterday at Eagle Farm. We're going to pick up.
Ready to go. And they're off. Oh, Loader missed the kick off the inside gate. He's last away. Mamselle Padrille first out, and Suntain began quickly. Hareeba's going fast with Ruslan and out. 1 metres mark, and the big horse Hareeba the leader. Coburger second, Chief to be is third, then Mamselle Padrille fourth on the inside of Suntain. A length away, Ravada around Captain Lee, followed by You Remember. On the fences, Loader followed by Ruslan, then Cohort on course, followed by Drum. A long way back as Taos and Persian Flyer, and Telesto as last as they round the corner into the straight, and Hareeba is the leader. He's a length in front of Coburger. Chief to be has pulled to the outside, then Mamselle Padrille. A length away, Suntain. Captain Lee pulled out to make a run, and then Loader. Hareeba's in front, 300 out. Chief to be is Suntain. Coburger battling hard. Captain Lee on the outside. Loader's making ground, and then Rootsland. But Hareeba's well clear inside the 200. He kicked away. He's in front of Chief to be is Loader, getting home hard. Captain Lee, but it's all Hareeba. He's raced well clear, close to home, and Hareeba's bolted in. Captain Lee is second. It's tight for third between Suntain and Loader. Then came...
Did you see that big wide chest on Hareeba? That must house a great big heart. Shane, is he back as Australia's top sprinter?
There's no doubt he is. He was very impressive yesterday. But realistically, it's impossible to beat Gold Ace for Hareeba looking at the way the race will be run.
Impressive.
The way the race will be run.
Impressive, Simon.
They're going to have to put a big Kelvinator fridge on his back to get him beaten for the rest of this campaign. There's only 2 things that can beat him: if his front legs give out or it's wet.
Let's hear from the people who know.